It's DA Wrestling. It's AEW Dynamite. It's the recap. Let's get at her. Pitter patter. Let's get at her. On today's show, Malachi Black. Is he leaving AEW? Funny thing, it sounds like he is, but might not be. Her syndicate introduce themselves to the world, and we get a match for Full Gear. More seeds have been planted for Monet and Camille to break up and Camille to break her arm, probably. Oddly enough, we'll talk about that in a second. And Moxley and BCC run amok and beat up Cassidy, and Darby Allin gets thrown like a spear. But today we're going to start off with the return of Powerhouse Hobbs and the return of Will Osprey after a couple-week absence. So, the main event of tonight's show was Kyle Fletcher and Takeshi Kaneshka versus Ricochet and a secret partner. A secret partner. I'm putting in quotations here, folks. Secret partner. The secret partner was a person who was affiliated with Don Callis family. That is no more. Apparently, the contract ran out. Apparently, there was a contract involved. Didn't know this was going to happen. Didn't know it was a contract. Apparently, thought it was a handshake agreement, maybe a friendship thing. Nope. No, they had bracelets too for friendships. No. It was Powerhouse Hobbs. He's returned from injury after 6 months. Really great to see Powerhouse Hobbs. He's looking good, looking a lot bigger than usual. Quite possibly he did a few extracurricular things to get his body a little bit jacked up. Good for him. Anyway, it was a lot of things happened in this match. It was really interesting and fun. One part is where everyone's on the outside there, and Ricochet decides to moonsault off of Powerhouse Hobbs' shoulders on everybody on the floor. Looked really cool, really high up too. Powerhouse Hobbs did go toe-to-toe with Takeshita as well as Kyle Fletcher. At one point, Takeshita nailed Hobbs with an elbow, and Hobbs kind of went down on one knee, looked at him, and smiled with that old cheeky, shit-eating grin that Hobbs has. And they just leveled him. Now, this match was basically back and forth a lot, but you see Hobbs get a lot of dominance in this match too, showing who he is again. Because in case you forgot who he was, because he was gone for 6 months. Because a lot of people don't realize that. Oh, he was gone for 6 months. Everybody's all happy to see him. But some people tend to forget on who Powerhouse Hobbs is. He's a big, big man who can hurt you in a lot of ways. Really nice guy, though, from what I understand. Really nice. Anyway, close to the end of this match here, right? Right? Kyle Fletcher's former partner in Aussie Open comes on out, Davies, right? He starts attacking Fletcher, right? He doesn't like it. They end up holding him down. Fletcher is about to nail him with the screwdriver. Like I said before, who uses a screwdriver in this day and age? I mean, Triple H had a sledgehammer. Made sense, right? Stone Cold used to use a chair. Mankind used a barbed wire 2x4 or a bat. Sting used a bat. And Kyle Fletcher uses a screwdriver. Look, in reality here on Mr. Fletcher, if you're going to bring a screwdriver to a baseball bat fight, you're probably screwed. Just so you know. You're really close on that one. Doesn't have good distance. Just let you know. Okay? Not that I have experience or anything like that. Just let you know. Anyway, before this is about to happen, Will Ospreay's music comes out. Fletcher has to look like he just pissed himself because he couldn't believe that Ospreay came back. Come on, man. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb, dude. Right? We have enough dumb crap going on in the world right now. We don't need you to be dumb either. Osprey comes out, starts beating up Fletcher. Ends the show with those guys fighting, them chasing out to the back there. We do get some stuff on X later on, how Fletcher, Contestia, as well as Brian Cage and Lance Archer fire off and basically everything that just happened. Right? And we get the same thing from Ricochet and Osprey and Hobbs and Davies. So, hey, look for a big match probably coming soon between all of them and then individualize each other out. Probably going to happen. We'll see. But that was that, though. That was a really cool part, though, to see Osprey come back. That was nice. He's still more over than, Jesus. Hobbs looked fantastic in his return. Ricochet still doing crazy dumb stuff, right, too. Not as dumb as the other guy, though. We'll get to him in a second, right? But he looked really good. It's good to see Hobbs back, looking great. Moving on, though. Adam Cole versus Malachi Black. My personal favorite match of the whole night. I'm a big fan of Adam Cole. Really big fan of Malachi Black or Aleister Black, wherever you want to call him. Tommy End, go nuts. Right? We're stand-up dude, too. Hot wife. Anyway, so, right, this match goes off very, very much back and forth. They really make note there on this how Cole has never beaten Malachi Black or any version of Malachi Black, whether it be Malachi, Aleister, Tommy End. They've met 6 times. He's never beaten them. They make note of this, very much so. It was a very interesting match, very good match back and forth there. Adam Cole did end up hitting him with the Panama Sunrise, right? A couple times. One time he did kind of roll out of it and miss, but then eventually got it again anyway. Black seemed like hit him with one thing, hit him with a good kick. It wasn't necessarily Black Master. He did hit him with Black Master. Couldn't remember. It might have been eyes might have turned for a second. He hit him with this. He almost got the pinfall, but he couldn't believe that Cole kicked out of it. Eventually, it comes to the point there where I guess Cole ends up hitting with the Panama Sunrise really hard to the point where Black ends up falling kayfabe back down on his butt. He tries to get back up and couldn't. Now, I'm sure it was just kayfabe. I don't think anything really bad did happen to Malachi at that point. But he ends up like taunting Adam Cole a little bit, like, go ahead, can't do it. Cole hits him with the last call, or the boom as they call it. It's the last call, folks. It's the last call. Jesus, call it for what it is. Anyway, hits 1, 2, 3. Cole wins. He gets up. They're jit-jagging back and forth. Cole's like best call, really commenting him. He gets back up. Cole offers his hand in friendship or, good luck or congratulations, right? Congratulations, whatever. Malachi knocks it away and just hugs him out. There has been a lot of talk over Malachi Black's contract apparently either coming to an end or getting out of his contract. There has been a lot of talk of him going back to WWE over the past year or so. It is possible he does come back. Obviously, his wife is there. So it's possible that he might do it. Or I know he has a very good, very successful dojo and a very good clothing line with Black Mass. So maybe he might be leaving wrestling for a while. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Well, as soon as we know more here on DA Wrestling, we will let you know, of course. Here on there. Make sure, guys, make sure you follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, X, DA Wrestling, or AM Personnel AMP 1982, or D Lines at 1991. Follow Doug. He really needs help. Seriously, he wants to see people. Show him some stuff. Show me bare ass. I don't know. He doesn't care. He likes that stuff. Anyway, after the match was over, Cole gets on the mic, and Cole says, first he gives congratulations to Malachi Black, one of his great rivals. We'd love to see him. If you ever see some of the matches they had, especially in WWE, they were really good too. So, especially in the NXT version, go take a look. Seriously, you enjoy it. Anyway, he gets out and says he wants to talk about story time with Adam Cole again, everybody. Always fun to have story time with Adam Cole. Cole ends up talking about MJF, of course, MJF. He mentions how he's now 2 wins. He has 2 out of 3 wins so far. He needs 1 more win, and he will be able to face MJF at Full Gear. That's one of the stipulations they have with these matches. But Roderick Strong also has the opportunity to face MJF too. He needs 3 wins as well. So, Roderick Strong has 1 win now. There's another match coming up, right? If he wins that, he'll be tied with Cole. Cole will get his 3rd match. If he wins that, his 3rd match, though, was announced this week. It will be Kadoshi Takeshita. Now, I say that because MJF saw the promo stuff, and we'll get to what happened about the rest of the promo after that, but MJF saw what happened, saw the promo, called in a favor, Don Callis gets interrupted in an interview by a very big man who offers his diamond ring money to take out Adam Cole. So he's getting Kateska to do it. Next week on Dynamite, he gets that. Now, let's go backtrack now, that thing. Cole was talking his promo. And according to Tony Khan and Adam Cole, what happens is if Roderick Strong gets his 3 wins and Cole gets his 3 wins, Adam Cole, Roderick Strong will face MJF in a triple threat match at Full Gear. Like I said, MJF still isn't happy. That's why I told you that thing. Told you that too. I get to this. Cole's not happy about it. I'm sorry, MJF's not happy about it. But I foresee something bad happening here. I don't know why. If it becomes a triple threat, I almost see the ability here of possibly the Undisputed Kingdom turning on Cole. I know. Crazy thought. I'm not too sure what's going to happen, but it almost has that stink feeling. Like, why did you have a triple threat match on this? Just for the, why did you have a triple threat match when it's just really Cole versus MJF? Like, Strong doesn't really need to face MJF. There's not really much there for that. But we'll see. I think there's a good possibility. We'll keep an eye on it when it happens for Full Gear. We still are a couple weeks away from Full Gear. It is, I believe, on November 23rd. This is now November 7th. So, we'll take a look and find out that. Okay? We'll see. All right, next on the block, the Hurt Syndicate came out to open the show. They introduced themselves. Everyone knew who they were, though. There wasn't much introduction to do, but MVP did it anyway. He tells himself who he is. And the crowd is loving them, by the way. Absolutely loving the Hurt Syndicate. Right? They were chanting MVP the entire time before he even introduced themselves. Shivani tried to get a word in. MVP told him, just let him talk, man. Don't be disrespectful. Kick Shivani out. A lot of people are doing that lately, Shivani. Kind of a good thing. Anyway, Shivani ends up doing that. He leaves. MVP starts writing down who Sheldon Benjamin is. Multi-time champion, NCAA champion, all those things there. He never mentioned Brock, though. But yeah, because he tagged with Brock. He was in Brock. That's cool. But anyway, NCAA champion, all those things, tag team champion all over the world. And then he turned to Bobby Lashley. This is Bobby Lashley. World champion in 4 different companies. 19-0 record in MMA, apparently. I did not know that one. I thought he was like 5-0 or 8-0. No, he's 19-0 apparently. Good for him. And they talk about how they're going to basically, if we give you a card, it's because we want you. If you don't, if you reject our card, we're taking you out. It means you're against us. Fair enough, right? Pretty straightforward. Which brings out Swerve, who walks out with Prince Nana and holding a chain. And I think Nana was holding coffee. I think that's what it was. I think it was a bag of coffee. It's kind of odd. Anyway, Swerve gets on the microphone, sits there and says, Bobby, me, you, Full Gear. MVP responds for Bobby Lashley saying, we'll see you there. So we're getting full Bobby Lashley versus Swerve Strickland at Full Gear. Pretty sure I called this last week. I'm right. Yay. Yay for me. Anyway, I don't see Swerve winning this at all. It's a possibility he might win. It's a good possibility they might win. But if you want to establish Bobby Lashley in the Hurt business as the Hurt Syndicate as this dominant force in AEW now, along with the other dominant force that you have in the BCC, and we'll get to them shortly, Bobby has to win. Okay? Bar none. If I'm wrong, comment down below. Prove me wrong. Love to hear it. Comment down below. Comment everywhere. Let you do it. Like my cup. Anyway. Next thing on the card. Now, I said over the past little bit that I think Camille to be the one that takes the TBS title off of Mercedes Moné. I said last week seeds were planted. This week again, more seeds were planted on this thing. Chris Statlander obviously is getting her title shot at Full Gear versus Mercedes Moné. That's fine. Now today, Chris took an interview with Statlander. She mentioned, "Yeah, I'm going to face her, take my TBS title shot. I'm going to take the title off Mercedes Moné." Fair enough. Renee Paquette says, "See you later, bye bye." All of a sudden, this bang, bang, crash happens. Well, they almost hit Statlander with the car. Camille nearly hit Statlander with the car, with Mercedes Moné in the passenger side. And Camille's like, "Oh, sorry, I missed her." And Moné starts going off on Camille, how incompetent you can be, how bad can you be, how incompetent you are. Camille gets out of the car. Stanley goes right after Moné, pulls her out of the car. Camille gets in the way. She slams Camille's arm into the car door, opens it up, like puts her arm into the door, then slams it shut, hurting her arm. It's a pretty girl to hurt her arm like that. And then Statlander takes, slams Mercedes Moné, I believe, onto the front end of the truck, and then walks away. Statlander's not winning, folks. I'm telling you, it's going to be Camille. If you want to establish this is a good way to turn her heel, it's very similar to what they did eventually with Wardlow, the MJF, a long time ago. We'll see what happens. I'm still taking Camille to win this and be the TBS champion after a while. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned on that one. Now, I said earlier about the dominant force and a dominant faction in AEW. The BCC and Jon Moxley are that. Now tonight we got a chance to see Claudio and Pac versus Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin. They both make their way to the ringside, right? Orange Cassidy comes out. He just stands on the ramp, doesn't really go to the ringside, takes his jacket off, takes his shirt off, gets a little elbow pad on, right? Pac and Claudio said, "Oh, okay, we'll go up there." They walk up there. Darby Allin jumps off the top of the entrance ramp onto Claudio. They start brawling. Everybody starts brawling back and forth. They beat the living hell out of each other the entire time, right? Back and forth, mostly dominated by the BCC. Pac, I love Pac in this role, by the way, right? Just fantastic. Way better than he was ever with Death Triangle. Way better, right? Eventually, though, this match ends up breaking down. Jon Moxley comes in. He ends up choking out, right, Cassidy. They start beating the living hell out of him. Wheeler Yuta ends up kneeing him in the face, right? A little ode to Brian Danielson, right? They beat him up some more, right? At one point, though, and this is where I said like human dart, right? But more like a car. Like let's say in a video game, you have a big strong character, you can lift a car. Basically, Claudio picks up Darby Allin, kind of like he's holding the car, like a toy box or a toy car, like throwing up, and then throws him into the post. And it just hits the floor like a sack of crap. Darby is going to seriously screw himself. I mean, if that's what he wants, cool. By all means, do what you want to do. Right? It's your body. Your body, your choice. But don't be upset with the consequences later on in life if you're a paraplegic. Cool? I still think Darby Allin, though, is going to take that title off of Moxley, though. That was my public service announcement, by the way, for the week. My public service announcement. Don't do dumb crap if you don't want to see the consequences later on in life. Cool? Public service announcement. Anyway, the rest, more people come out after. The BCC ends up leaving, right? Conglomerate was showing up to try to scare them away. They all run away. They leave. Later on the show, Moxley talks to Wheeler Yuta and Mina Shafir and says, Cassie, just because he was friends with you and trained with you doesn't mean he doesn't care. Doesn't mean he's done. He's just trained you. He just used you. It's done. He sees the side. We're going to get probably Wheeler Yuta versus Cassie at some point. More than likely. Again, probably. Who knows? Oh, although like you know, although BCC is just running amok, which is great. I love it. I love Moxley in this role. Love the whole group actually in this role. It's really a fantastic role for them all, and it's way better than anything else they ever had on there. Like the whole stuff with the elite just not didn't work out very well. You know, speaking of the elite, they did mention how the Continental Championship is coming back this year. They've announced that Okada will be in the Continental Classic. Cool. They run down Okada how he's tied with Shochono as with the G1 wins. So they talk about how he's possibly he's going to dominate in this, and he's been in tournaments before. We'll see what happens. Continental Classic, it was fine. It was good. Get to do it next year too. This year too. Good for them. Uh, I mentioned how the conglomerate came down to help out Cassidy and Darby Allin. Well, that led to the Luring Tree match that night. And it was a train wreck. A lot of crazy stuff happened. People got thrown through door. People got thrown through. Got hit with chairs. Chris Jericho went through a table due to Mark Briscoe jumping off a ladder onto Jericho. Tomohiro Ishii just basically ate Jericho a few times through a few tables. Right. Tomohiro Ishii ended up getting the pin on them for the win for the conglomerate. Kyle O'Reilly was there. He had some fun doing some dumb shit. Big Redwood did some stuff too. They all put. It was just a giant. It was a no honor match. They called it. Still, in other words, it was just a brawl, no DQ match. Everything's illegal. Everything's legal. Cool. It's fine. You saw people go through tables. What more do you want? Right? The more times Chris Jericho goes through a table, probably the better. Listen, I don't hate Chris Jericho by any means. I love Chris Jericho. I just don't want to see him every week on the TV anymore. Just don't. I just don't. Love Jericho, just don't need to see him every day on TV. I don't like this Luring Tree stuff. I just don't. It's annoying. It's horrible. Horrid. Anyway. Hangman Page and Jay White. Obviously, they will be going at each other at Full Gear. They try to get an interview with Jay White from Renee Paquette. Hangman ends up attacking him. They end up brawling for quite a bit. Eventually, Jay White gets on the mic. No, actually, before that was about to happen, Hangman was about to hit Jay White with a chair while his ankles locked up like on the guardrails outside where all the fans are. Juice Robinson comes out and takes the chair off him. Right? Hangman doesn't know what to do. Jay White ends up coming out of this, beating out because Hangman referenced last week that he was going to beat the hell out of Jay White and break his ankle. And try to do that tonight. Yeah, they're chasing him over the barricade. Jay White gets on the mic and says, I am going to beat you, dismantle you, embarrass you, take you right out. Page isn't happy about this. I'm looking forward to this match. I think it's going to be a fun match. Jay White versus Hangman Page. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I like this Hangman Page. He's like borderline psychopath. He thinks he's doing the right thing, but he's really not. Right? Very similar to someone else in the movie. Like it was not Cape Fear, but it just feels like he's righteous. Oh, I'm doing all this because of a good thing. I'm a good human being, but just does horrible stuff to people. Yeah, kind of a dick thing. Meh. We'll see what happens. We got Jamie Hayter versus Penelope Ford today. I'm a fan of Jamie Hayter, but I'm not gonna lie to you. She reminds me of like she was thrown back to the 70s. Like she should have involved in Austin Powers. She had been Penelope Ford today with Larry. It was a good overall match for the most part. Penelope Ford is good to see her back too. She jumped Jamie Hayter to start the match while Jamie Hayter was on top of the ropes posing with her jacket. It's good. Ford looked good. Nice to have her back. She is 7-1 since she's returned. I just don't understand what they're doing with Jamie Hayter right now. I just don't like. It doesn't make no sense to me. Maybe put her in something like maybe do something more with her. Like there wasn't a lot of women's stuff on this card tonight, guys. This really wasn't. But I hope they do more with Hayter later on. I think they should have her go for the women's title. Like the women's title wasn't even there. Like we did get a thing that Mina Shirakawa is coming back next week, which means Mariah May will be back as well because she wasn't at the show at all this week. And we should finally get that celebration and see what goes on with that. Probably Mina turning on Mariah. Damn. Love Mariah May. Really do. A lot of fun there. Lovely woman. Anyway, Hook. The last thing that happened on Dynamite today was Hook and Christian Cage had a lovely conversation. Christian introduced Kip Sabian as his new son. How this guy has done more for Hook, more for Christian than anybody else in his family, which gave that one kid that he has there just a look of sheer anger, and his mother too was right pissed. Hook comes out. Christian explains, Christian has security around. Christian explains why he did what he did to Hook. He wanted Taz out of the way. He mentions how Taz saw his face, saw that it was him that did it, but he had never told him that it was him. They didn't go on a goose chase for it. Who can you really trust? He wants Hook in the family. Hook wants nothing to do with it. He runs in the ring, starts choking out Sabian, right? Somebody else gets involved. Christian's up, he has to try to choke out Christian. Right? The other kid saves him. Hook stands tall. Look, I don't know where this is going. I just don't get it. I don't understand where it is. To me, it's just a waste of 5 minutes. Could have done something else with it. Could have done something else. Just saying. Could have done something else at that point on Dynamite instead of having that. Like, I like potentially Christian still holding on to that contract as it's like a Money in the Bank contract, right? The all-in chip. Like, he still has the contract. He hasn't cashed in yet. Like, who's he going to cash in on? Sure as hell what we're doing on Moxley. That ain't going to happen. He will not. He's not going to bring that storm on himself. Ridiculous. He's not going to, who are you going to have him holding on to for a whole year? What champion? Who do you plan on having the champion do? Darby? Darby would make the most sense. Because Darby's my pick to take that title off of John. Makes a lot of sense if you have him take the title off of John and Christian come down, then take out Darby right there and then. I just booked your thing. You're fine. AEW, pick a gator at DA Wrestling. We just booked it for you. Anyway, that is DA Wrestling, guys. That was Dynamite. Good show for what it was. It was okay. I didn't do this yesterday. I know it's Thursday, recording on Thursday. But you know what? I just figured, you know what? Some things came in the way yesterday that need to get done, taken care of. It got done. Anyway, guys, be sure to like, share, subscribe over there. This is DA Wrestling. Signing out. Take it easy.